to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone, this is Memphis Mark, and we're here. Well, I'm coming from Mullet Manor, and we're here for the NXT review for 8/13. And they've got 3 championship matches tonight, and it's all leading up to No Mercy 9-1 in Denver. And, of course, they have to have Wes Lee arriving after the turn. Yes, and he arrives, and, of course, he's confronted, and why, Wes? Why? And he said he just had to handle stuff. But luckily enough, they did not give Wes Lee the mic long enough to let him Boris know. They bring out EP, they bring out Ethan Page. And he re-sleeves the microphone and proceeds to come out. And, you know, Booker T really likes his music, his entrance music. I mean, it's okay, yes. I think they could have done better. But he comes out, gets some time on the stick, and is doing good. But then you have, somebody said his name a few times there, and then all of a sudden, he says you don't even have to say his name, you just have to think it, and Joe Hendry will appear. And, apparently a lot of people believe in him because he comes out to a whopping ovation. But EP, not Elvis Presley, but EP, Ethan Page, goes to work on him on the mic and pretty much says that, hey, your 14 minutes of the 15 minutes that everyone is supposedly gets of fame is about over. But, people believe, and Joe Hendry says that, hey, Booker T is the head of his fan club, and he's, he likes it here. Apparently he's going to stay here a lot longer. But then Wes Lee jumps him, and then, so you got a little something going on there. So they're putting a little roux together for that gumbo they're trying to put together. But then you've got Ava and Stevie and Mr. Stone setting up the ladies for No Mercy, the Gauntlet Eliminator match. It's going to be a 6-lady match, and they are doing the drawing out of a, like a bingo type of or a raffle type of a thing, and they bring a few of the ladies out. The first couple are involved in matches now, and then Sol Ruka, and then you're going to have, Jada Parker and Henley. I mean, you're going to have a few more added later. It's because it's 6 people, and of course, from there, and when they're doing this, of course, they have to have Mr. Stone and Stevie Richards have a little meltdown there, but we're going to go right into the NXT Heritage Cup Championship match with No Quarter Catch Crew's own Charlie Dempsey going against Tony D and the family. And you got the 6 3-minute rounds and all the good stuff, but you got old Bourne outside, and you got, Ren St. Clair outside, and, Tony D's got the family out there. But first match, or first round, you would say, kind of like a feeling out. A lot of European style, just move to move, counter to counter type stuff. So, pretty much a draw on the first round. But they come back out in the second round, and you got Tony kind of taking the lead a little bit, and Dempsey, has his flashes, but in the second round, Tony D is going to make a power move and win the second round. So he's up 1-0. But in the in the third round, it was mainly during commercial break. And if you're gonna make me watch these freaking commercials, then that's about the only way you're going to do it, is have a good match going on. And, I can't get up and, go make a sandwich or get a bag of chips or something. But, this one is it's a draw too, the commercial break round. But at the end of the round, Charlie Dempsey gets a little hip check, a little something, a little cheap shot on Tony, which he could have been disqualified for. So, and that would have ended the match right there. But they didn't do that. No, they keep on, and so in the fourth round, Charlie Dempsey gets that big pin. So, hey, we're tied up, and they go into the fifth round. And good match going back and forth. And, Tony's mainly doing the power moves, with Charlie doing a lot of the, not technical, I wouldn't say Dean Malenko or any of that style. We're not going that far back to Bockwinkel, but I will say very technical style for a catch-as-catch-can European style. But in the end, in the fifth round, Ren St. Clair reaches out and grabs the boot of Tony D, causing him to trip, which Charlie notices immediately, and he pounces and pulls off with a great pin. Though Charlie has got some fantastic old school pins where it just, you could see why somebody couldn't kick out of that because of the weight distribution. But, Charlie wins, so that means that he is the new Heritage Cup champion. And it's his second title reign. So it's the first person to do that on here. So, hey, we're breaking records everywhere. But then they do a little, we got a little promo with DJ Eddie Thorpe. And of course, Lexus King they're having their back and forth, and that's over the techno, the boom, 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 and the rock and roll, which I will not attempt that. I've ran places, or we've had places that did both styles of music. The boom, boom, boom doesn't seem to last quite as long, but there is a crowd out there. But they go from these promos, they go into a match, and you've got Eddie Thorpe, the dancing Indian, the man on a tribal warpath, going against Lexus King, the self-proclaimed or Booker T proclaimed TV star. And they have a good match, but Lexus has already injured Eddie Thorpe's wrist or arm or hand in that region. And of course, in this match, he's going to go after that. I gotta say, Lexus King, though, I'm liking him. Good heritage, I'm liking him, but a little too Chris Jericho-ish with the ponytail and the look in this match. Just, a little Y2J. You know, and we know that stuff, but anyway. So, I don't know how'd that go when they used to do the counting down. But anyway, yeah, so Lexis King is going to pull this match off, folks. But Eddie Thorpe does great, but he has a hurt hand, wrist area injury, and Lexis King takes advantage of it. And it looks like momentarily Techno is dead. We won't go straight into that. You got Trick. Whoop that Trick. You got Trick in there, you know, doing a little promo about Mr. Pete Dunne. Mr. Pete Dunne, the brawler. And Trick said, hey, I figured your rear end out. Didn't quite use those words, though. But from there, we go to a Lola Vice and a Tatum Paxley match with Lana, whatever, Kiana. We got the champ, the North American champ, ringside, doing a little color commentary. And the match, you know, Lola is going to give you a good match, and going to do a few little full dance steps and some cool stuff, but she's bad to the bone. This woman will do a spinning back fist and take your teeth out, and she's good with the ground and pound. Just a good overall. But Tatum Paxley, with her creepy style that she does so with the voodoo, she does so well. But I have to say, oh, wait a minute. Mentioning Tatum Paxley in the breath of a creepy style of wrestling, I would be remiss, I would be extremely sorry if I didn't take a moment and say R.I.P. Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. I hope Tatum Paxley is looking at something like a Kevin Sullivan, the East Coast brawler. But he had that cynical style, that satanic, towards the end of his career. He created a cult-like atmosphere, and some of his wrestlers, even him, he would do some of these odd moves and kind of strange creepy the way he kind of got around the ring, and so did some of his counterparts that he added in his posse. But Tatum does this very well. Her moves, her style, her everything she does is good. Now, in this particular match, you know, you got Wendy Choo, which is no longer Wendy Choo, it's Wendy Choo. But she comes out, and the next thing you know, she's whooping on the ladies' North American champion, and after the match even looks a little creepy, but Lola ends up taking this match with a little bit of a distraction outside, and in the end, Lola's helping Tatum, and they're both looking over at with a little fear in their eyes at Wendy Choo. Oh, you can't call her Wendy Choo no more, it's Wendy Choo. But yeah, you know, kind of surprised, but liking it. Okay, then, well, we got to have some more time with Ava, all knowing and all willing and all wise. Ava's out there doing some more drawing for the Gauntlet Eliminators match, and she does her final picking, and you know, and it's all good. Good little promo there. But then, well, it's inevitable. Wesley's going to get the stick and get the whole ring to himself. So Wesley does good. He can start off telling a story. He just cannot take it to that next level, to the apex, and then bring, you know, the body of his of his promos are not that great. He didn't cry in this one. He didn't look too mad. He wasn't trying to do any of this or do that too much. He was being Wesley. But everybody wanted to know why, Wes, why? Why'd you do it, man? Why did you do the turd? Well, he said he can't carry. Zach let him down. He can't carry him anymore. And here's what I kept. This is what is totally new to me. In the old days of, say, other owner management, people that we, I guess, will not mention anymore, Vince McMahon. In those days, you never mentioned the competition. They're throwing TNA around like it's freaking every other word. Like TNA is rescue, and they're in the middle of a forest fire or something. I mean, they're throwing that name out there quite a bit. Now, I've seen some photos of Mr. the person that will not be named right now. Vince McMahon. He looks like he may be enjoying retired life and not hitting the weights as hard, but still, still going. But Wesley gets us on the mic, and he runs us down through there. And then, of course, Pete Dunne has got to come out because they're all wanting to go after the belt. Well, they got them two in the ring. Well, and the look on these guys, on Wes and Pete Dunne's face, when Joe Hendry comes out, I can almost see being authentic. Like, jeez, we got to go with this guy again. All right, now let's wait. Let the crowd get to it. Everybody wave their hands. I believe in you, Henry. And go through all that. But when he appears this time, though, he lays a little smack of down, that is Joe Hendry, and jumps, hits Wesley, and then Wesley into Dunn, and then so now we got Dunn coming back in, and we got to fight. And as far as breaking up the fight, they didn't give it enough time on air to see if we, see how they do. But they didn't, and we won't know. But kind of organized, very scripted breakup. But anyway, we've got the tag champs. That's right, Axiom and Nathan Frazier. They're doing their little promo, and Tony D is now, they ask him, hey, you lost the cup. You're not going to Disneyland. What are you going to do? And out of nowhere, Obafemi comes in and lays his own version of the smack of Downeth and, takes over the interview. A little payback from the big man, Kind of like it. But from there, you've got a Chase U promo. And, you had Riley and Duke coming back and saying, hey, look, we weren't sure. We didn't trust Ridge. Hey, we're sorry. Ridge got us some new cool gigs, got us some new outfits to wear. We should be happy. Y'all have got a chance for the belt, even though it's not Ridge, or it's not Duke and Riley. It's still in the group. So, hey, we should be happy. So, get a little promo, I guess. But then, folks, we have a good one in the North American title match. It's kind of an open challenge from the big champ, Obafemi, and Otis of Alpha Academy, takes the challenge on Monday Night Raw. So Tuesday here on NXT, he comes out, and look, they come out of the gate. They're normally, with this size, or as far as this height difference, you would go, squash. Man, Otis, he ain't exactly, he may not be the tallest, but that young man there has got some girth, as we used to say down here in the South. And Oba finds out really quick when he tries to do a snapmare takeover, and Otis ain't going. And, even when Oba was putting the headlock on him, it looked good because he couldn't get around Otis's lack of a neck. So, and this was probably the best match that I've ever seen Otis in. Otis was great. Look, you know how Oba comes out to the ring like ding, 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 and he's doing his kind of dance to the rhythm. Well, Otis tries to do it. And then Otis has got his Jesse James, BG James sleeveless shirt on over his tights, and he pulls it off. I mean, just Otis looked freaking great. And Oba is... Look, Trick has impressed me with how much he has grown, and it's getting good. But Oba, if they could have ever got this out of Omos, would we have heard of Oba? Would we have a person here with 4 letters in their name? Who knows? But they've got the big man rolling. And he drops consecutive elbows on Otis and looks freaking great. Gets Otis on the outside, does a European uppercut to him that puts him into the steel steps outside. Looks great. Oba sells because it looks good. Otis can make it look good, and Oba can sell. He's just got to be in there with somebody big enough to make it look logistic that he's selling. But now, in this match, Oba is going to keep the belt. Okay, we know that. And he does a big powerbomb. And, look, Oba even gets to slap the crap out of a chest chop, I guess you would say, to Zara and to Otis. That fired Otis up to where he got back in the match, but still the power bomb takes him away, and Oba is still the champ. And then you go into a little promo with Brooks Jensen. Bull Buchanan's boy, and he's a little lost, and he was searching for someone, and he kept mentioning Sean. So and then Ava says me and Sean, and then they turn it, they twist the knife. It's not HBK. No. It's Sean Spears, the chairman of the board. So, hey, they set up a good little promo there, kind of sadistic, kind of like it. And they got Malik and Blade afterwards going, hey, look, man, we got to help our friends, so that's probably setting a squash match up. And then you got Hank and Tank coming in there, and, of course, they want the OC for messing up their hot dog party there. So we'll see where that goes. But they do go into a ladies' match with Izzy Dame and Brinley Reese. Now, in this match, you got 2 Division I athletes that have been in the business, I guess you could say, for 2 years. Izzy Dame, a Division I volleyball player, and Brinley Reese, a cheerleader. And I got to share something real quickly about that, because we used to have a country place, line dancing and the whole deal. And, several hundred. And we had a security staff there, and one of them was a guy that was kind of like Otis. Not the tallest dude, but thick. The girth. And he was great. He ended up marrying a beautiful woman. She knew how to cook really good, and that man knew how to eat. So his bull riding days were gone, but he was a great guy, and I'm sure still is. And the other one, well, we had this guy that was a cheerleader, and he would, Division I, he would have to hold these people up in the pyramids and stuff, and everybody goes, cheerleader. This dude was very, very, very well adapted in the combat sports. And just because you see somebody standing there that's a cheerleader, those dudes work out. Let's put it this way. I've seen more guys go up and try to mess up his purty face. And that guy's in his 40s, and he's selling insurance now, and still has a pretty face. So anyway, yeah. But in this particular match, you got Izzy and Brindley, and they both have a pretty good match in this one. I cannot talk bad. Izzy is selling really good. Brindley has got her shots, but in this particular match, Izzy Dame, the volleyball player, the soon-to-be sort of ladies giant there, the big lady, she wins the match. So yeah, it was pretty good, and then we've got Ava, the all-knowing, all-wise, all-telling, finishing out the gauntlet, the ladies' gauntlet match, and Roxanne has to come in. They got to give the ladies champ a little rub online, and she gets in there and says, "Hey, none of them are as good as me," and la da 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 da. But then you got Shawn Michaels, HBK, in a Learjet, getting ready to head off, and he's talking about NXT now moving to CW, the CW network. First week, the kickoff show is going to be in Chicago with CM Punk. I wonder who figured that one. That's pretty good timing there. And then the second week, they're going to be in St. Louis, RKO territory with Randy Orton. So they're not doing this blindly. Now the CW network, I will have to find where it's at, but I guess I will. But then we go to a tag title match in the men's division, and we've got Chase U with Ridge and Andre representing Chase U, and then you got Axiom and Nathan Frazier, the champs. Now, this is going to be a good match. And this is one I'd say go back and watch. And, man, this is a good show. Good show. I'll tell you when I'll talk crap when it needs to be talked, but I got to say, good show. Everything good. This match, as Sheamus would say, a banger. It was a really good match. A lot of close calls. Everything you could ask for. Ridge did really good. And, as I'm sure you know, the titles changed hands. And they're now back in the arms of Chase U University. So, there we go with that. Big turn there. They have confetti. I mean, the students storm the ring. They go crazy. It's a big deal. Big deal. So, we'll see how Ridge implodes everything in the future. But as right now, Chase U are the tag team champions of NXT. So, yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up the show. Let me see. I did want to say a couple little things. They were talking about they had the Summer Slam tryouts to where some of these different superstars. That's how they got their start a couple years ago, and something similar to this. So kind of interesting. Open tryouts. Couldn't have done that in the 70s. Boy, the group you'd have got with that. Okay. And the other is, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but man, the graphics and everything. Now, all the shows since there's new ownership, everything seems to coincide better. You got on Raw or SmackDown, you've got NXT flowing through their promos seamlessly, and they all correspond that way. Whoever's doing that in the UFC network or however, hey, credit is, game recognizes game, and y'all are doing a great job. Great freaking job. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for Memphis Mark this week, and we're going to end it the way we do it every week. That's right. If you can, get out there, spay, neuter, do what you can, help a shelter. And it's getting hotter and hotter, guys. So watch out for your own pets. And yeah, spay and neuter, do what you can. But as far as this particular show, and I'm still thinking about growing my hair out like Mike Rome there on the announcer there. I just don't think I can pull off the... But anyway, yes, we're going to end it now. Before I say something, or dare I say something stupid. Guys, y'all have a great one. Thank you so much for listening this week. All my friends over in Australia and in New Zealand, I want to say thank you. And Sonic and all those guys over there, thank you. We appreciate it. Send any questions or remarks or tell me to kiss your butt, however it may be, to Memphis Mark OG. And from there, you can find me anywhere. All right, guys. Thank you. And I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.